All right, everyone should be able to hear me. Audio should be good. Let me know if it's not. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Market Open. Here we go. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 8:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm in my Airbnb doing the Market Open. We got a lot of news to cover. I'm sorry the audio isn't the best. The camera isn't the best. We're in this Airbnb right now trying to do it. Carlos and Chris are sleeping in this Airbnb, my fellow finance junkies. They're probably annoyed that they're hearing me right now, but whatever. They got to get some sleep. I have not gotten some sleep. This is my last day in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so didn't sleep tonight. I actually met up with a lot of fans, a lot of people. I'll be sharing some pictures later on Twitter. Scott, Zocold, so many people in the chat. There's too many people to name. Garcia, I love all of you guys coming out to Las Vegas, seeing us. We took a bunch of pictures. There's a lot of stuff I have to share. Have not gotten the chance to do it this weekend, but we are back today for the Market Open. First of all, I just want to say I miss you guys a lot. This Market Open is part of my blood. It's part of my soul. It's becoming like the thing I'm probably going to do till I'm like on the deathbed, 97 years old, like S&P 500 at 3,500 because it can't get past this 10-year bond. I'm probably going to be doing that because I'm a junkie for the stock market. It's never going away. Even if I'm a big successful CEO one day, we will have 8:45 to 10 a.m. for the Market Open. No matter what, that's just going to happen. The clients will have to deal with it. Anyway, we're here. We're back. And we've got a lot to discuss right now for what's going on in the Market Open. Bear with me. I think Wi-Fi internet should be good. It shouldn't be crazy, but if it gets bad, just let me know. Felicia, Mr. Seymour Duck, Robert Sanchez, Inbound, John Mack, how's Vegas, bro? Vegas was awesome. I'll give you tons of details soon enough. Ty Gordon, Daphne, Bay Ray, Jerry, David Long, Lawrence Yuang, Cause Why Not, Max Deuce, Ray says you got to sleep. The grind does not stop when it comes down to the Market Open. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about SOFI. We have SOFI. First of all, let me give a quick shout out to one of my good friends, Tanner, Future Investing, who is doing the SOFI call right now and probably analysis. For the diehard SOFI fans, I want to put this link in the stream. And if you don't care about the Market Open today, because today's the SOFI day, please make sure to check out the Tanner link. Tanner is a really good friend of mine. He deserves everyone to show up to his SOFI earnings because, quite frankly, he's been covering the stock better than anyone on the entire planet. So it's okay if you missed the morning open for the day. This is for the people that really don't want to listen to the actual call or Tanner's analysis on SOFI because they care more about general news. So we'll touch on SOFI for probably like 15 minutes, and then we're going to move on. For people who want SOFI analysis, just go into SOFI. Cost, why not? I will go into the stream right now. Absolutely. Make sure you go, say Amit sent you, and say you're excited to check out on SOFI. Now, having said that, this was a monster quarter. This was absolutely insane. 717,000 members joined SOFI's platform. Look, SOFI is not the position I'm the most bullish on in the stock market. Another company like Palantir, which has a lot that happened this week that I didn't get to voice my opinions on yet. And it's been kind of crazy because I've been in Vegas doing all this Vegas stuff. And then on top of this, you got this CARP interview exploding. I woke up at 2 p.m. today. The most I was able to do is get out one tweet about the CARP interview. I barely heard any of it last night coming back to the Ubering in the Airbnb for at 5 a.m. I was like, CARP's talking about data, but I have so much to go through it, but I barely got a shot. So much is going on. Haven't been able to discuss it, but today I have been able to see these numbers, and these numbers are absolutely ridiculous. SOFI at 717,000 members. This is not a joke. As much as I shit on their invest platform, as much as I'm like, it's like, it's SOFI, the app kind of sucks, which the app does suck. My opinion is irrelevant because 717,000 people signed up for this product, and they got $2.9 billion in deposits into this platform, which is absolutely insane. I'm pulling up the deck right now. I've been able to go through most of the deck in the Uber I was just in. So it's been an interesting night and a crazy kind of, I don't even know how to describe the night, but it's been a night. And so SOFI, here we go. This is what we got. Let's do top level highlights. 717,000 in Q3, 47% member growth year over year. It is not easy to get people to download an app. Trust me. Have a little bit of experience with that. So to get 717,000 people, so it far preceded all of our expectations. Steve thought it was going to be 600. I thought it was like 502. Tanner and Tevis, I think they were like around 510, 515. 717 is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane with those numbers. And the reason that's insane is because the level of due diligence, or the level of due diligence investors had to do to be able to come to that conclusion was heavy, given most investors weren't able to do that due diligence. We did not expect 700,000 people coming in. Now that means the expectation for Q4 is more than 717,000. So imagine this, in the next couple of quarters, if they get to 800, 900 a quarter, because obviously growth stocks have to keep growing, which means we have to beat the last quarter's numbers, then shit, we're going to be adding 1 million members a quarter by, I think, end of 2024, maybe early 2025, which is just insane. Imagine 4 million people every year are depositing their money into SoFi. So that really translated into the deposit growth. We saw 2.9 billion people, or $1 billion, being invested in from those 717,000 people and the existing members into SoFi. Product record growth, 1.05 million, 45% year over year. I think we got this right in our SoFi weekly predictions. So about 10 million numbers there. And again, or 10.4 million. For those who want in-depth SoFi analysis, I'm going to link Tanner's stream. This is someone who's analyzing it, the call as it's happening right now. If you want to listen to the call, I'm just going to be doing a high-level overview, trying to give you my first thoughts, and then get deeper into everything else going on in the market. Okay, lending and financial services. This was also pretty cool. Growth in products and members driven by financial service products, which reached nearly 8.9 million, 50% year-over-year growth. They're definitely growing. It's not like, this is not like a Palantir situation where there's not that much growth. Hopefully November 2nd, which we're at the end of October, which is insane. In a couple of days, we're going to see what Palantir ends up doing. But that was what we got on SoFi, 50% year-over-year growth, financial services, lending products, 24% year-over-year. Here's another number. Okay, so quarterly adjusted net revenue, 27% year-over-year growth. I think this is less than what it was last quarter. I might be getting that wrong. I think adjusted EBITDA also might be less. Again, I could definitely be getting that wrong, but less in terms of the margin, not the actual adjusted EBITDA number. Oh no, the number's right there. Okay, so it's higher. It was 16% in Q2, 18% this year, 98 million. That's good. And then, okay, so I was right on this one. The revenue growth went from 37% to 27%. Investors are not going to love that, but I don't think investors are necessarily going to hate that, given we saw the member growth and given there's a lot of other explanations for why some of that stuff was happening, and ultimately how they made up for it in different areas. So revenue, it was a beat by about 21 million. Adjusted EBITDA, 98 million, 18% margin. That's the highest it's been forever. Definitely since Q1 2022, the company went public. Year-over-year growth, this declining number is not good, but as the company gets bigger, the growth is kind of supposed to decline in terms of quarter-over-quarter percentage change, because you can't beat every single quarter after quarter. Year-over-year, hopefully you want to keep it the same. So I'm not really too concerned about that. $531 million in revenue, absolutely phenomenal for SoFi. I heard a door open. Maybe we have a friend who's going to join the market open. We'll see if no one wants to be a little bitch and actually wake up in the morning and analyze the stock market. I heard laughter too. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to come here and help me, but okay. What else do we got? Okay, stock-based comp, I think, went down as well. I want to see that. Oh, it's student loan. So student loan origination, I didn't get to see this number, so I'm looking at this real time. 919 million. That's not bad. That's not bad. Myra, good morning. Thank you for being here. Kevin says, good morning. Noto absolutely ripped the cover with the ball off. Going to go crazy when the market opens. Let's see. Where's the stock? I haven't even really looked at the stock. I think it was up a little bit. SoFi stock currently up 10%. Wow. There you go. Up 10%, 758. I know 758 feels kind of weird because we were at $8 or $9 for a long time, but up 10%, not bad. Look, I really don't care what the stock does today. And, I have a lot of SoFi. I have a meaningful position from my portfolio size into SoFi to do really well. But these numbers are not a thesis breaker, and these numbers don't make you feel like something's wrong. And 10% up might go away. We'll see. But at least it's there, and that really matters. Mike Washburn, thank you for being there. Kyos Perez, here's my like. Thank you, everybody. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you're here today. That would mean the world to me. All right, so 919 million. As you can see, it was 395 million. You guys see this number right here? 395 million last quarter in student loans. So basically $1 billion in student loans, which is up 70% quarter over quarter. Not bad at all, or 60% given we had 400 million last quarter. In total originations this quarter, we had 5.1 billion. I don't know if that, actually, I think that's true. I think I said it was going to be 4.3. I think Tanner got this one right. 5.1. He said like 5.2, 5.3. So he was the closest there. Imagine I get some of his predictions wrong, and then on the weekly, he's like, Amit actually got this wrong because I said it was going to be more exact than it was. Nonetheless, all of us messed up on member count. None of us expected it was going to be that crazy. But still really, really, really good stuff in the context of SoFi. So that's student loans, that's personal loans, this home loan stuff. This was also really interesting. We saw a lot more growth there at 355 million versus 243 million last quarter. Now, is there anything else I want? Oh, yeah. So they're not profitable yet. GAAP earnings were negative, I think 29 cents. Let me pull up the actual thing. So GAAP loss of 29 cents. Again, on the top of my head, I don't know if that was, I think last quarter was 37 cents. So that's good. It's going down, but 29 cents losing per share. That means by Q4, if we can get that to 0.01, we will have a profit on SoFi of 1 cent because SoFi ended up making a profit. And I think that's also going to be incredibly important for the stock. I think that's pretty much it in terms of what's, oh, and then finally deposits. Let me talk about that. $2.9 billion they got in deposits. That is also pretty crazy. And the other reason that that's crazy, $2.4 billion in deposits is, or 2.9, is because it means that members actually care about the product. So this is what I said right here in the context of SoFi. Swifties growth. Honestly, on the last podcast we did, I was like, I don't know if the Swifties are going to take this company to the moon. The Swifties, it seems like even though they weren't born in 1989, they definitely made sure SoFi didn't have a cruel summer with me. This is why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. SoFi, I hope you guys all got the reference. Swifties growth, probably this was the reason for why SoFi stock ended up, or why, the member count exceeded expectations at 717. Remember, it's not just the girls, it's their parents taking them. By the way, these parents that have like $7,000 to spend on a fucking ticket, which I don't think I would ever do if I was a parent. That's a little bit crazy to do for your kid. But if I did that, I can probably afford to put my money in a 4.5% average, savings account. So I said, congrats to Noto and the team. Regardless of the stock performance today, the company is getting people to buy into the mission of their products and sign up to the surface, shown through the increase of deposits, 2.9 billion this quarter. That means these members are putting real capital to use in SoFi accounts. So even if I don't like using SoFi and don't use the Invest platform, which I just honestly don't, and sorry, it just doesn't appeal to me, I can still feel confident as an investor that other people do. I have to get more specific to the Invest numbers, but $2.9 billion is going to be yielding theoretically, 4.5% to, or 4.6 now, to their customers. So they're going to have to pay that out. And there's going to be something they do with that 2.9 billion to make up with the spread in terms of how much they're paying and how much their cost of deposits versus how much they're getting off what they're doing with that cash. And the more money you have, the more you have an ability to spend it and do different things with those numbers. And so I think that's what people are really recognizing. That's what the market is recognizing as well. Again, 26.7% year-over-year growth, beat by 21.6 million. This is the first thing I tweeted. As soon as I got the results, I was like, oh my gosh, like my jaw dropped to the floor. I was like, what? 717,000. No one knew about that, but no one thought that would happen, but it did happen. Nick Piercy, yo, Amit is live. I'm sorry, been gone for the past 5 days. Honestly, I don't think I could take another 5-day break again. I hated not posting a video. Like, I hated just not being on the internet streaming to you guys. So we're back. Market open as always. I'll not be able to post a proper video today because I'll be on the flight. But tomorrow, Tuesday morning, we'll get back to the market open and then do everything that we need to do. So I am alive. TJ the Wheel Deal. This is a friend of the channel. He was with me in Las Vegas. He won a lot of money, or maybe because I didn't see him last night, he lost all of that money. We went to an awesome show called Abstinent, which is just this crazy show if anyone's been there. But we were doing some real life due diligence. So we were on the craps table, and TJ decided to take a shit on Palantir, because we were at the craps table. So we decided to take a shit on Palantir. So we're at the craps table and he's like, hey, everybody, does anyone know Palantir? Dude, everyone's face was dead blank. People were like, what are you talking about? Then he's like, do you guys know what SoFi is? And they were like, yeah, we know. And he just looked at me with his eye and he was like, why are you so bullish on Palantir? It was hilarious. It's funny because TJ has a big position in Palantir, but it was so funny because he loves SoFi. I think he has, at this point, 500,000-600,000 shares. And real life due diligence in Las Vegas, he was like, do you know Palantir? Nope. Do you know SoFi? Yup. And I would be willing to bet some of those people at those craps table, if they're not members of the product, they've at least heard of the product, given that SoFi Stadium, given that NFL football, given that brand appeal. The flywheel is working. So if you're thinking of selling your stock today because you made 10%, maybe you're right in the short term, but the flywheel is working. We are really seeing some level of progress in terms of brand recognition, and that's real due diligence from being on the ground, and that's absolutely amazing in the context of SoFi. Sorry if I take a pause. I got to take a sip of this OJ just to get my mouth a little less dry, but we are here. Okay, so Joe Max says, do you know FTX? Yes, I know FTX, and I get it. They had that American Airlines arena, and that screwed them up. Still, I think SoFi is a little bit more of a legit FTX. Just my thoughts. Could be wrong on that, but I think that's okay. June, good morning. June was another friend, Imnop, who was at Nevada. She had a hell of a weekend. Thank you for being here, June. She's a friend of the channel, and I got to see her, and she got to give me a nice little present that I don't have with me right now, June. I'm very sorry about that. It's been an interesting night, but it was a Las Vegas cowbell, and I wish I had it with me right now, but it was the cutest thing ever because I should have brought the real cowbell so I could wake Chris and Carlos's ass up so they could do the market open with me, but they're not going to do the market open with me. Thank you for being there. Amit also is in the chat. There is a guy called Amit Patel that I met at Vegas for the first time. Yes, his name is Amit Patel. Notice my name is Amit, and Chris's last name is Patel. So we met a guy named Amit Patel. And not only did we meet a guy named Amit Patel, sorry for the Wi-Fi, the internet's being weird, but it should get better. So the video should pop up in a second. Not only was the name Amit Patel, we let Amit Patel stay in our Airbnb. And that's a whole another story. So it was me, Carlos, and Chris, and Amit Patel. Again, his name is Amit Patel, which is just insane. Because Vitaly couldn't make it because he had some work obligations. So very fun weekend. Amit, thank you for being in the chat, even though you're literally in that room right next to me. So I'm happy you were here, man. Lots of words of advice and wisdom from the guy. Erwin, thank you for being here, man. Definitely want to make it out to the next trip. We got to have you here. Maybe this is an annual thing, man. Maybe this is an annual thing. This was awesome. It's you and Chris's love child. Yes, that is correct. It's you and Chris's love child. So I think that's the core results on SoFi, man. These numbers are just absolutely incredible. 9.9% up right now. Let me show you this in the pre-markets. For those that are just joining, again, if you want to check out Tanner's stream, I put it up in the chat. You can check it there a little bit. If you just scroll up, he's actually covering the raw numbers and like the analysis and the earnings call. But we're up 10.33%, 71 cents, $7.58 on the morning. $531 million, 27% year-over-year growth, 717,000 members, $2.9 billion in deposits. Absolutely insane for SoFi. Micro says, so you didn't bring a girl back to your Airbnb, but you brought an Indian guy. LOL. Amit is such a virgin. Guys, you don't even know the end of it. Amit Patel sounds like an Indian investment superhero. Johnny, I wish you were at Vegas, bro. We need some of that commentary at Vegas, bro. That's just great. That commentary, that's more than more I can express. So let's get into the actual stuff going on by sides of SoFi. So let's move on to some macro. And then we'll get back to SoFi in a little bit when market does open. Okay, so what's going on in the macro? We've got the 10-year. I want to check on that. I want to check on some of these stocks. Apple reports this week. SoFi is reported. And then Palantir is also going to be reporting. That's in like a couple days. I don't even feel like I'm prepared for that. I need to this new CARP interview is like something I didn't get a chance to see. I really want to see this and get to it. 10 years at 4.9. So we're up. That's not good. 10-year, 4.90%. 10-year. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling up the S&P 500. Then we'll look at 10-year. This freaking 10-year, bro, it just doesn't go down. $413.27 on the S&P 500. That's $13 away from the 390s. So I just want everyone to remember it's kind of close, right? We got to be really careful with what happens. 10-year at 4.9. These are some of the most uncertain macroeconomic environments you could ever imagine, which is why you should buy Bitcoin. Nope, just kidding. Not financial advice. But I did learn more about Bitcoin this weekend. And if this 10-year keeps going up, maybe Bitcoin ends up being the best investment. $413 on the S&P 500. We are up green in the pre-market. 10-year is down a little bit it's up at 4.9. Let me go to gas prices as well. I want to check on that. And then we'll see what the suits are saying today. Oh, McDonald's, correct. That's in the title. We'll talk about McDonald's as well. Micro says, Amit, did you see the CARP interview in the UK, BBC Sunday morning? I did see the CARP interview, like half of it. I have to finish the rest. My early thoughts on it, and I'll just throw these thoughts out here. I'm not going to spend too much time on Palantir until like a little bit later in the market open. I don't think he was combative enough. I think everyone's blaming the girl reporter. I don't think that's the thing you do right here. I think you blame CARP. Let me check oil prices real quick, and then we'll do a full segment on Palantir. And it's going to be my raw thoughts because I haven't listened to the whole thing. Okay, oil's down 1.6%. Okay, so 10 years at 4.9, oil's at 1.6, S&P 500 at 413, green in the pre-markets. We'll see what ends up happening after the market opens. But so far, SoFi earnings, the biggest earnings of the day, absolutely killed it. And we'll see what happens from there when we go to SoFi. What's the next thing I was going to talk about? Okay, Palantir. Let's talk about Palantir. Okay, so the reason I was kind of annoyed this weekend is I haven't been able to give my full thoughts on Palantir, okay, because I've been busy. And so I will be doing a video tomorrow. Daily Palantir will be back. I know we missed 3 days because Vegas, but we will be talking about it. And the thing I got from the first 4 minutes of the interview is that reporter, my take is not going to be she was hostile. That's not going to be my take. Even if she was aggressive, her perspective is that the NHS deserves the transparency that like the British population requires, right? So I'm not going to go the route that the NHS and this lady is being super aggressive. I actually think Karp didn't fight back enough. So we see Karp interrupting people all the time, and even his C-suite executives, he interrupts them because he believes in his message so much. When she like stopped him in the middle, I would be like, no, this is an interview of me. I need to finish what I'm saying. That's what I would do. And the reason I would do that if I was Alex Karp is because I think the deal is decided. This interview to me is just like the NHS trying to figure out how do we brand this. It is decided, in my opinion, that Palantir is getting this deal. There's too much due diligence we've done on this, that Palantir is getting the deal. Okay, why is Karp doing an interview with BBC, which is accesses, I think, like 500 million households worldwide, the UK, they love, they're stuck to their BBC. Okay, one could say other things around the BBC, but that's what they really care about. They are very stuck to the BBC when it comes to their news and media. Why is Karp doing an interview with the BBC? Well, you're not going to do it with Bloomberg because Bloomberg's not reaching people in the UK. You're not going to do it with a Wall Street Journal. You're going to do it with where people are reached in the UK. And if that's the case, then ultimately you've got to go to the UK. I think the NHS and Palantir are working together. Like, hey, how do we brand this effectively? This is going to be probably eventually $1 billion deal, right? Right now, $611 million. How do we brand this? So in those moments where the reporter was like attacking him, and Karp has been so good at responding to other people, responding to other people in terms of cutting them off and being like, here's what we're saying, almost to a point where it gets annoying. Like in AIPCon, it was really annoying the times he was cutting. I critiqued him very publicly on that. He was kind of reserved. And to his credit, and I'll get to the comments in a second, to his credit, I think the reason he was reserved is because there was a gender imbalance, right? If there is a perception of a man being more aggressive to a woman, at the end of the day, the public will take the side of the woman because that's just the way we've constructed society. And it sucks to say that. There have been real cases where obviously men have been horrible, but a lot of times without evidence, men will be blamed. And Karp being super aggressive in that instance, I think maybe would have put the majority of the UK audience off on the idea of Palantir. Okay. And so from that perspective, I think the reason this happened the way it happened is because Karp basically decided, look, I have a big point to make. I know how to explain ontology and boundary. And, he was like, I felt so bad for him because he was attempting to be like, well, look, you don't really understand. I don't have access to the data. Apple wants your data. Facebook wants your data. They want to monetize. They want to sell these stupid advertisements. I don't have access to the data. But he wasn't really able to convey that message because I think he was afraid that if he sounded aggressive, the UK public would turn on him. And so that's my perception of what happened. If you guys are just joining, we're talking about the Palantir Karp interview. I didn't get a chance to fully watch it, but my raw thoughts as someone who did debate and public speaking competitively and has coached it competitively over the past decade, there is a gender dynamic that goes on. And if the girl gets more aggressive, then I think the guy should calmly say, excuse me, with all due respect, I need to be able to give an answer to this question because if I don't give an answer to this question, you guys won't hear me and the UK public won't understand. You take a pause. There's an awkward silence. The reporter gets put in their damn place because they realize I can't just be Piers Morganing it up every second and interrupting. I love Piers, but this guy interrupts everybody. Those in the UK know this guy's TV show. And you got to let the guy talk. I think Karp was even afraid to do that. And that's where I blame him because you can't be afraid to do that just because she's a woman. You don't need to get aggressive, but you definitely need to be like, with all due respect, let me finish. So that was my perception on this Palantir interview. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. You need to win favorability. His approach was fine because he doesn't need to reinforce the bad guy perception. Completely true. Agreed, Matt. Like Karp does not. I think he got. All right. This is my random thoughts. I don't know anything about this. I think Karp probably had a public speaking coach that was getting paid $20,000 an hour for 5 hours before that BBC interview. because the level of importance of this NHS deal cannot be expressed more than enough. I've said it many times. Managing 70 million people's healthcare in the world, in one of the world's largest socialized healthcare systems, is a very, very big deal. Like we cannot say how unimportant that is. Palantir investors believe we got the deal, and so we need to come up with some numbers saying we got the deal, which I think we got the deal. If you mess up this interview and somehow the public doesn't trust Palantir, that's an issue. Now, why is that an issue? The reason that that's an issue is because the only way Foundry and the federated data platform is going to have any level of impact is if people opt in to give their data. So if you're, a person with, some medical disease, right, some issue, you have to opt in and let doctors know you have that disease, which means the federated data platform has to get your consent for that information. The big dispute right now in the UK is, well, if Palantir is going to steal our data, then we can't give them our data. And Palantir's like, well, if we don't have your data, we can't do this federated data platform. And so the UK, I think, in conjunction with the BBC, is at least going to start this press run. The BBC is not going to be fair about it, but the UK is going to try to get their point out that says, look, the NHS is broken. It's been broken for a long time. In order for it to not be broken, can you please make sure that you deposit your data into this federated data platform? And if Palantir can't prove that they're not stealing the data through these types of BBC interviews, then they're not going to win this contract. So I think it's very important of what Karp did over this interview. And as Samuelson's tag clearly had a public speaking coach. The reason he had a public speaking coach is because he was so reserved. I think he actually censored himself, which I think was the wrong move. And so that coach kind of got him correct on the reserve part, but messed up on the part where he was like, yo, you need to at least hold your ground a little bit. I'm sorry if the video is a little blurry, guys. Just bear with me. Please just enjoy the audio today. We're doing the best we can. The audio is not too bad. The video is but we're here still for the market open. Some other comments. I agree 100%. Okay, cool. So I'm not the only person thinking this. And he would be right. You've got to play a longer game. He did well. I agree. I 100% agree. I think in terms of the gender dynamic, he played it right, not being crazy. Maybe he didn't fight because he knows what'll be announced. Tobor, that's also a great point. That is a very good point that I didn't bring up right now. Maybe he didn't fight because the dude is like, well, we won. So it's like you can either you can take your BBC wherever you want to take it, but we won. And so if we won, I think it's more so a perception of making sure the audience that watches BBC. Such a beautiful name. This is just great. The UK's biggest media network called BBC. That audience respects Palantir enough to give them their data, because if they won the deal, more likely than not, people will start giving their data, and that's going to be important. I like how he said that if any info was sold it would be done by the UK itself, not Palantir. That's correct. Palantir is not an evil data spy company trying to steal your data. We got 18 minutes into the market open. We'll get back into general market in a second, but a couple more minutes on Palantir. Look, they're not going to take your data and give it to Amazon so that Amazon can sell you more syringes because they have the data to be able to monetize to figure out that this person wants a syringe. Like, that's not what's happening here. The data is being used in a productive manner. Anyone who knows one iota of Palantir, the fact that I got that word out of nowhere, iota, that should be impressive. But that in and of itself matters, right? And Palantir is a company that's not stealing your data. So I think Karp is really trying to make that point. And the problem is, maybe the BBC won't really let him make that point, which is why he backed off a little bit more. Where can we watch this interview? Anyone with a link? Can someone link it in the chat to Rasmus? I can't get the link right now, but it's all over YouTube. It's all over Twitter. So you can check it out. Stephen Reese says the Karp BBC interview was adversarial. The reporter had an agenda. Karp did his best as he could with a hostile interview. Karp needed to keep his balance in response to the women and the doubting British public. Agreed. There's nothing I disagree about that. He had to hold his ground. He had to make sure that he didn't seem hostile. I think he had a public speaking coach, and he had to prove that look, the NHS is broken and Palantir can fix it. There were some moments I thought he could have been a little bit better getting the point across and stopping her and letting him finish. But regardless, I don't think it was horrible. You have to understand the British sentiment. I think he did fine. If he was aggressive, he may be perceived arrogant by the British media. Agreed. Look, when you're going to be aggressive, you better believe that that aggression, you better be willing to stand your ground on that aggression. I've been in moments in life where I have a point and I believe in that point, and I'm not budging off that point because I believe in that point, and I'm going to make that point. And it's just either you like it or you don't like it, whatever. That is my point. And so there are some moments in life where that's appropriate. Other moments in life where you've got a lot of people that are watching you, you can mess up if you're that aggressive, right? So you have to pick and choose what moments do you want to be that aggressive. And, you know, there's some situations in life where those things are incredibly important. There's other situations in a public setting where you know, need to back off and be like, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And that's really important to understand as well. Olu Toby says there was no need for combativeness. That's not what the public wants to see. They're already so tense about their data usage. I think he struck the right balance and still held his ground well. I agree with that as well. Absolutely, things are different in Europe with different perceptions, so that matters as well. Thursday earnings are, we'll be live 7 a.m. So I'll be live on the channel, Palantir earnings 7 a.m. And we'll see November 2nd what happens. That'll be on Thursday, folks. Go SoFi, big results. For those that are just joining, SoFi, absolutely phenomenal numbers. We talked about it for the first 15 minutes of the market open. $531 million of revenue, up 27% year over year. 717,000 members, just absolutely insane. $2.9 billion in deposits, absolutely crazy. Year over year revenue growth, really well, I believe, in expectations. Adjusted EBITDA operating margins at 18%, which is better than the 16% it was before. $98 million. It was good. It was really, really good. Stock is up right now. Put in the chat if you own some SoFi. And again, if you want to watch Tanner, he's covering the live stream right now. You can listen to the call and hear his analysis. If all you care about is SoFi, we'll move on to more market open stuff. But SoFi, if you care about Tanner, you can just type in Tanner SoFi. He'll pop up on YouTube. $7.59, $7.60, up 10.63% in the pre-markets. Let's check out what else is going on. McDonald's earnings. Let's go to that. Mickey D's earnings. Let's see what's going on there. Because McDonald's, you know, they are a pivotal part of the infrastructure for the United States economy because they provide food to a lot of people. And I'm saying that genuinely. Like, a lot of people, they do not live in areas where they can afford, you know, Whole Foods. So, and that's the part of America we tend to forget about, but those people do exist. And I relate to those people, at least for the first part of my life. Like, you can't get Whole Foods, right? You can't have a meal like that every day. So McDonald's revenue climbs 14% as price hike boosts U.S. sales. Third quarter revenue and earnings beat Wall Street estimates. Sales grew 8.8% in the quarter. That beat 7.8% expectations. And U.S. same stores increased 8.1%, fueled by strategic price increases. So I didn't know they raised prices, but they did raise prices to deal with inflation and obviously to get earnings well. $3.19 earnings per share on McDonald's. Not bad at all. Again, this is important for consumer staples. Revenue, $6.69 billion. That's not bad either. 14% year-over-year growth on McDonald's. International operating markets divisions reported same-store sales growth of 8.3%. UK, Germany, Canada boosted that up. Companies' international demand licensed market segments, which includes China and Japan, saw same-store sales of 10.85%. That's not bad. We're seeing more people eat the Mickey D's. And the CEO said that the broader economic environment is unfolding in line with the company's expectation for the year. So results came in expectations, if not beat expectations for McDonald's. Look, that's not bad. I mean, you want to have a good McDonald's. As Theo says, nothing can slow Mickey D's. Nothing at all. Let me pull up the stock real quick. We got about 13 minutes, folks, to the market open. And I have not slept all night in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've got my fellow junkies that are stuck in their beds, not coming out to play on the market open, even though they got way more sleep than me. But, you know, the show must go on. The show must go on through hell or high water. The show does not stop. The show has to go on, even without sleep and my throat feeling like I'm about to die. But we got to keep it going. All right. So what do we got? What's your profit loss on Vegas, bro? The amount of money I am down is absurd. And it's not because of gambling. I probably lost like $300 there. It's because of all these stupid Ubers. Like, I feel like I need to buy Uber stock at this point because this is just ridiculous. But McDonald's, let's look at this. $261, up 2.44%. Okay, not bad for McDonald's. Again, very important that company is not going out of business because the entire stock market is very fragile right now. You need to make sure McDonald's, which is a staple in America, does well. Uber, honestly, I got more interested in after weekend. Like, if you're not going to stay on the strip in Vegas, I guess what I learned is that you better be ready to pay for Ubers. Because even though we were 2 miles off of Uber or off of Airbnb, off the strip, the amount of Ubers I bought, like, I'm afraid to look at my Chase because that Chase is going to make me want, you know what I'm going to say, to like go on a Chase and maybe rob a bank to pay the bank Chase the interest on all this money on my credit card that I've taken on all these stupid Ubers. Because, like, I should have just got a rental car. Like, this was ridiculous. Nonetheless, it also made me bearish on Uber because $84 billion company. These prices were absolutely absurd. I'm talking about like a 3-minute drive, $11.90. Get out of here. The only people buying that shit are people that are desperate and don't have rental cars, which I understand, which is me, but that's not sustainable, bro. Like, you can't do that. No, like, no one's paying for that. Now, people are paying for that, but not enough people to make the stock jump higher. So very bearish Uber, continuing to be bearish Uber. Never like this company at all. It just doesn't make sense for Uber to be the way Uber is in the context of their prices. So that's what we have on Uber. Did you play poker with Jeremy? Yes, I did. Jeremy's the one who scammed me out of $200 because he said, "Hey, Amit," with his little holy smokers voice, "Hey, Amit, you want to just buy in? You can take another 100. It's just buy in. You could win all your money back. You could put it on black." He had like a roulette table in his house, and I'm like, "All right, I'll buy 100," and then I ended up losing the money. So they hustled me in poker. They hustled me in blackjack. They hustled I thought I knew how to gamble. I don't know how to gamble, and Jeremy Lefebvre himself showed me that I don't know how to gamble. So this is a picture from that night just to show you guys. I'm not in the picture, but this is a picture. Here you go. There's Jeremy. That's Amit Patel. That's Carlos. That's Chris. That's Kelly. That's Tevis. And that's Matt Money. All of us were there in that guy's house, just like, dude, it was crazy. Like, it was so awesome to be there. And I gotta play this for you guys. This is what he said. We're gonna go back to the market open in 1 second. This is what he said. He texted me this. I need to play this for everybody, just to show you how fucking great of a guy he is. All right, so here we go. This is what he sent me this morning.
Howdy. Hey, I just want to say I appreciate you coming over last night. Also, if you could please let everybody else know, I appreciate everybody coming over. It was a fun time, and I hope everybody had a good time and whatnot. So, yeah, I hope everybody has safe travels back to wherever they're going. Anyways, man, peace.
Dude, like, just one of the nicest guys in the world, bro. Letting us into his house, taking my money, but still letting us into his house. Just like, his house is big. It's very big. That's what she said. But his house is amazing. Like, his wife was awesome. She was so nice to us. They had pizza, and it was just a great experience. It was very nice to just be with a very successful person, someone who I want to be like one day. And he worked his ass off. Remember, Jeremy worked at Quick Trip his whole life, right? He was broke, and then he became something because he never took a fucking day off, right? No matter where you are, whether you're in Vegas, whether you got no sleep, you still got to talk fast as ever, because you don't take days off when you're in the zone. And this market open, obviously, I think everyone can tell, has been in the zone. It's been in the zone. It's been awesome. It's been fun. I'll post more pictures of me and Jeremy as well on Twitter, and then I'll share them tomorrow. But yeah, we're in the zone. So we got to be in the zone. We got to stay in the zone. And Jeremy was just an awesome person. So that was something we got to experience in Vegas as well. Okay, so let's go back to some of these stocks. I want to see, I haven't checked on the market at all this weekend. So I want to see what's going on with two of my favorites, which is Tesla and Enphase, because obviously, you know, we got to see what's going on there. So where's Tesla at in the pre-market? Tesla, $209, 1.23%. Tesla, look, the market really took a shit on Friday. And so it feels really scary right now, because even Tesla at 209, Palantir at 15, like, the market's $13 away from that 390 range on the S&P 500. Enphase as well. I got to talk about Enphase for a second, but like, the market's in a really tough space. It feels kind of scary. And so seeing Tesla at least stay above 200, that was the point I was trying to make. Not too bad. Palantir at 1530 in the pre-market's not too bad. SoFi obviously up 10%. We'll see the market open in 7 minutes, see what happens to SoFi stock. That's the star of today. SoFi right now at $7.61. Palantir $15.26. Even seeing that is like a little scary, because it's like, dude, if things are this bad, you know, maybe things go down even a little bit more. So we'll see what happens, but it's okay for now. At least 7 minutes before the market open, and you know, we'll see where it goes later. PayPal as well. I talked to a lot of folks about PayPal this weekend. I have some thoughts on that, but let's talk about Enphase. So we got 7 minutes until the market open. Let me get 5 minutes on Enphase. I got to get this off my chest, and then we'll move on. What I have to get off my chest is a solar panel, because I think I am a beacon of light. I think I bring positive energy even when things are bad. And I store that energy in the panel that is my chest. Now, inside of the panel that is in my chest is a microinverter, okay, which would be my heart. And, you know, sometimes hearts are expensive to change. Sometimes hearts can be fixed easily, right? Broken hearts can sometimes be fixed easily. Sometimes you don't want to fix a broken heart. The problem with Enphase is that this weekend, I really didn't care about fixing a heart of any sense of the imagination. So those microinverters, I didn't need to buy any, right? Because I'm in Las Vegas. And so as a result of that, dude, that analogy was like really stretched out. I think it kind of made sense. I don't know if it did. But let's just say Enphase lost demand. No one wants to fix their heart. No one wants to buy these microinverters underneath the solar panel of their chest. Remember, the reason I said chest is because I'm containing the energy. The solar panel contains the energy. The energy is coming from my chest, the beacon of light. That was the whole point of the analogy. So I hope people are woken up now in this morning because I don't know how I put that together, but maybe that wakes you up if your coffee didn't. Enphase shit the bed. Absolutely shit the bed. And I was on the airplane. Enphase is an abusive X. And I was on the airplane. My iPad had 2% left. Okay, I got to show you guys this picture. My iPad had 2% left. The Enphase earnings come out. All right, and in that 2%, here's what I'm saying to myself. I'm saying, okay, so I have 2% left on my iPad to be able to tweet. I got the Wi-Fi and Twitter was actually working really well. I said, you know what? I love Carlos and I love Vitaly, but I have 2% to tweet every single joke I can possibly tweet about this stock, and I went at it. I mean, it was $78. It was down 18% after hours. Right now, it's at $81. I said the sun doesn't affect Palantir. In fact, Palantir may very well be the light. You heard that, Carlos? I know you're sleeping there. You might be listening. You might be knocked out. But Palantir has been a better investment than Enphase, and some people told me that it wasn't. And maybe Palantir may be the light if Enphase is not. I said going to Las Vegas this weekend, at this point, throwing it all on black seems like a better choice than Enphase. I made more money throwing it all on black this year than I did buying Enphase. I mean, goodness gracious, okay? Enphase just absolutely crapped the bed. And the reason they crapped the bed is kind of what we've been talking about on Finance Junkies. And it's not to dunk on anyone, right? At the end of the day, stocks go up, stocks go down, but like this one just, it was in a tough situation with interest rates. And I'm hoping, I think all of us are hoping that Tesla doesn't deal with the same situation, that some of these other consumer cyclicals don't deal with the same situation, but interest rates aren't going down anytime soon. And because they're not going down anytime soon, the demand for solar is not there. And as a result, that demand for solar is in a tough situation. So until that is fixed, this stock is in trouble. Look, they're guiding for 300 million in revenue. They haven't done a quarter less than 600 million since last quarter in like 2 years, or like at least like a year and a half, right? They were at 700, 800, 900. Now they went to 550 and now they're guiding for 300. The demand just isn't there. So if you have the stock, it's a long-term hold. You kind of got to hold it long-term. And the growth is still going to be phenomenal when interest rates change, maybe. But as of now, it's in a tough situation. And it is what it is. There's nothing else we can do. Michael Wilder. Shout out to you being in the chat. I just want to say something. Michael Wilder is an awesome human being. I met them in Vegas. They were here. And one of the things about Michael Wilder that people will appreciate is that they lost their phone in Vegas. For anyone who knows what it feels like to lose your phone in any situation, it sucks, especially in Vegas, especially when Michael Wilder's mom bought them like their third phone because they lost the other two phones because they're a klutz with their phone. And little old me, Amit, somehow found a way by like just moving the chair to the side at a bar we were all at to find the phone after Michael freaked out for an hour of not finding the phone. So I just want Michael Wilder to realize that whenever you make jokes about me in the chat and you say Chris is your favorite finance junkie, Carlos, Amit's not funny, just remember you're tweeting that or you're commenting that on YouTube off of a phone. And that phone would not be in your possession if I was not there. Now, maybe you would have never lost the phone if you didn't come to Las Vegas, so I'm the reason for you even losing the phone. But because you're a klutz, you probably would have lost the phone somewhere else, and I would have been there to fix it. So at least this time, the feeling of losing your phone, hopefully it shook some responsibility into your body, and you realize next time I'm not going to lose my phone anywhere I go, and that is only because of me. And I just hope you acknowledge that next time in the chat. That's all. That's literally all I hope you acknowledge, because if you don't acknowledge that, then I don't know what to do for you, Michael Wilder. I just don't know what to do. All right, market open is in 2 minutes, folks. Let me pull up Webull. All eyes are on SoFi today, and we will see where this stock goes. Thank you, 655 people, for being here. If you want to check out SoFi earnings from Tanner, type in on YouTube Tanner SoFi. He's doing a lot more analysis on SoFi right now than me. I'm getting into more general market open. We talked about it for the first 15 minutes, so please make sure to go over to his stream and check it out if you care deeply, deeply about just SoFi this morning. We got a minute, folks. A minute. I'm in Las Vegas, and we're going to do the market open. All right. I'm going to take a 10-second pause, take a drink of this juice, and then we'll get back to it. Someone in the chat said, amid there must be a lot of snow in Vegas. They're obviously making the reference to I'm talking so fast off of no sleep, meaning I'm on snow, which for those that can't put the dots together is cocaine. I know it looks like I am, but I'm not. This is kind of just the natural energy I'm trying to get into in the zone. I've never done a cocaine in my life. Cocaine is kind of crazy. I don't think I would ever be able to do it. I've never tried it so far, but this is the energy I have because I fucking love the market open. And I was sad for the past 3 days. I wasn't able to be live on YouTube. Like, this is like in my soul at this point. It's in my blood. I'm going to do it till the day I fucking die. I just love it. This is awesome. This is great. So that's why I'm excited. That's why I have no sleep. That's why I'm in Las Vegas. And that's why at 9:30 a.m., the stock market, I don't have a cowbell. I'm sorry for that. But the stock market, which is why we're going to clap it up, is open. Hopefully that woke up Chris and Carlos and we'll come see these results. All right, here we go. Tesla, $209.95. We got Tesla here. Tesla doing not bad right now at $209. Again, a pretty crazy market for us seeing what's going on in the broader ecosystem. So Tesla at 200, not too bad at all. What else do we have? Let's go to the show of the hour, SOFI. Up 10%. Not bad. I could be more excited, but we've seen 758 and a long time ago we saw 1145 the last earnings. So it's not crazy. It is a good number. It is great. I'm happy for it. I'm looking at my portfolio. My portfolio is up $6,297 right now because these calls are starting to print again because SOFI is up, which is awesome. But 750, let's see if it holds. I mean, quite at this point, we just got to see if the stock actually holds and we can keep going from there. S&P 500, 413.76 cents right now. Not bad on the S&P 500. It's down just a little bit, but still $413 for the day. Tesla 208, Uber 4208, Enphase 83.78, up 2%. Again, it was down 18% on Friday, so we'll go back to that one and see some more of their numbers. Square, $40.48. Square hit 39 on Friday. Again, Friday was some new 52-week lows for a lot of companies. Was pretty tough. Robinhood, $9.03 was down below $9 in the pre-markets. Now it's up. PayPal, 51. Palantir. Palantir's at 1506. All right, folks. So it looks like Palantir is in a really tough situation just looking at this stock price action. We are 8 cents away from touching the $14 range. I'll do later updates on what I think about earnings. There's a lot of thoughts I have, but I don't know if we're going to show phenomenal numbers. And if we don't, then the stock's going to keep going down. It's the harsh reality. And quite frankly, I don't care because I want more Palantir shares. And that's just how I feel. So we'll end up seeing what's happening. But SOFI is up. Palantir is 3 cents away from 14. I don't even want to look at it when it hits 14. I'll let it hit me later, but we'll see if it gets there. SOFI, store of the hour, 12%, 13%. Okay. $7.78. It's kind of crazy because, bro, we were at the $8 range for so long. And now we're celebrating 780, which is just how grateful I guess we should be in these markets. But 14% up. Look at that. 13.8. Not bad at all. $7.78 on SOFI. PayPal 51, Google 124. This stock got demolished. I'm with Chris. Chris obviously has a big position in Google, like a very big position in Google. So we were talking about Google, and he was just like, this was so stupid that he was just like, this is dumb. He's like, I'm buying as much Google as I can. This is absolutely ridiculous. So we'll talk more about that on Finance Junkies. Verizon, $34.13. Another Chris stock up 2%. Amazon up 1.69%. They had earnings that were also great. We'll go through their numbers in a second, but their Friday earnings were pretty phenomenal in my opinion. Not bad at all. Disney, 79, under $80. Rivian 16, Microsoft 332, Apple 169. They report this week. Meta got hammered, like absolutely just molly swapped on Friday when they said Reality Labs is going to lose more, even though they beat revenue by $2 billion or like $1.6 billion. Meta up 1% of the day, but the market's just not giving it the premium. Google 123, Coinbase 72. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin's at 34,705. Folks, it looks like Bitcoin is going above this 30,000 range and settling there, and it's actually performing the way it's supposed to perform. I'm not going to lie, getting a little bit bullish given how it's performing. That doesn't mean I'm going to go dump everything into Bitcoin, and that doesn't mean I'm getting bullish because it's going up. I'm getting bullish because of the time in which it's going up, which in June 2022, I thought it should have gone up because inflation was at 10%, but it didn't, and I thought it was a hedge against inflation. Now we're seeing interest rates not really come down because inflation is a problem, which is bad for fiat currencies, and Bitcoin, this store of value that's digital gold that everyone thinks I don't understand, but I do think I have a better understanding of it than most people, is going up. And that's good for Bitcoin. That's not bad at all for Bitcoin. So a very good thing for Bitcoin. I actually met someone this weekend who has 80% of his net worth in Bitcoin. He's up decently on some of his Bitcoin, and he's probably going to be up a lot more as he holds it over his 80% of his entire net worth. So it's a lot of money. So Bitcoin doing not too bad at all. Spotify 160, Snapchat 943, regional banks. Where's TFC? Where's my darling TFC? Truist, you got to give me some trust, Truist, that you're going to come back to at least $30. $28.10, up 1.7%. Truist earnings were also good. Only bank that actually had some deposit earnings growth outside of SoFi at $401 billion in deposits, so they increased deposits by $1.2 billion. Truist, I think, is fine at this level, but we'll see how the market perceives it over the next few months. Palantir, there we go. We're under 15. 14.97 on Palantir, of course. Let's look at the chat. Google is up right now. SoFi, or Google, people are excited about Google. Nate says SoFi calls are up 40%. Congrats, Nate. That is absolutely amazing. Michael Wilder, let's go SoFi. Other people have SoFi calls that are up 40%. Cocaine is like having a beautiful girlfriend. It's great at first, but will destroy you in the end. Dude, Steven, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Did Palantir report? No, they did not report. They are going to report on Thursday. They're going to report on Thursday. I just got the notification from Robinhood. You guys want to see this? This is why Palantir at 1485 in particular sucks for me, but it is what it is. Look at that. Palantir options are up, or Palantir puts are in the money now, $15, right? So $15. I had cash secured puts at $15. So those are going to get assigned to me if Palantir is below 15, which I'm fine buying at 15. I like Palantir at 15. It's not bad at all. But I thought I wouldn't have to get them because I thought earnings would be on November 8th and we would have some decent price action. It's now November 2nd. So if it tanks on November 2nd, I'm getting assigned a ton of crap. So in that context, Palantir is at 1490 and we're seeing that level right there. So that's Palantir at 1490, Tesla at 209, Uber at 4238, McDonald's 257, S&P 500 414, Robinhood $9.06, Google 124, Apple at 170, SoFi. Let's go back to that one and see where SoFi is at. SoFi $7.77, up 13%. Okay, so for the people joining, let's go through those SoFi numbers again because that SoFi stuff is important, and then we'll keep going back to some regular stuff in the markets. So for those that are just joining, let me do a 3-minute overview on what happened to SoFi, why it's up 13%, and then we'll go back to the rest of the market. Okay, so the big number for SoFi that I think was the most important is they figured out this member growth, which was 717,000. 717,000 is no joke when it comes to member count. All of us on the SoFi Weekly Podcast did not believe that we would get to that 717,000 number, but it did. We got to 717,000, which is just absolutely insane. I mean, we didn't think we would crack $600,000. So or 600,000 members. So the fact that SoFi did that, that is really important. And I think that matters. Let me pull up this actual photo on my Twitter. The other thing they did, so that member growth determines everything. It controls the foundation of how SoFi ultimately is going to win long-term and what's going to happen to SoFi in terms of deposit growth. Because of those 717,000 members, they got $2.9 billion in deposits. And $2.9 billion in deposits is also no joke. Like, that's just that's insane. You know, in a world where JP Morgan is losing their deposits, SoFi is like, we're just going to keep going and getting more. Net revenue, $537 million, up 27%, $531 million adjusted net revenue, GAAP EPS loss of 29 cents. So they're not profitable. That sucks that they're not profitable, but the EPS loss is getting smaller, I believe, than last quarter at 34.5 cents. So it's trending in the right direction. New member adds 717,000. When I saw that number, again, I saw that number at like 4 a.m. and I was just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that number is insane. So it is that number. We saw that at 717,000. Deposits up 2.9 billion, up 23% during the year. This is why this company is on a trajectory, I believe, of massive growth. Think about it like this. Here's my biggest takeaway. Here is, I think, the only takeaway that like really can just basically sum up what's going on with SoFi, but without getting super nitty gritty. You don't get 717,000 people to download your product and then sign up and then put their money in your app if you're not doing something right in your marketing campaign. And so to me, what matters more than everything, and we can talk about the Swifties in a bit, but the marketing campaign that SoFi's executed, better than Robinhood, it's better than Palantir. We were at a craps table in Vegas and TJ the Wheel Deal was with me. He asked everyone, hey, do you guys know Palantir? Everyone was like, what the hell is that? They said, hey, do you know SoFi? A bunch of people said yes. People know what this company is. They understand what the product is. And as a result of that, it is resonating its brand in a pretty big way. And so I think that's really important to understand in the context of SoFi. That matters a lot for this company. That matters a lot for the brand. And that matters a lot for what SoFi is going to be able to do long term. And that's why their adjusted EBITDA margins are also up 18%. They're up 2%. Last quarter, they were 16%, now 18%, because they're getting more capital efficient by figuring out how to get a customer at 4.6% APY, right? Get them into the product, and then figure out how to make money off of giving them that 4.5% APY off the money, off what the money they're making on the loans that they're originating as well, and what they're doing with that, what they're doing with their deposits. So their net interest margins, I don't see them on the top of my head. I have to go into numbers, but they're getting more people. They're getting those people to put money into the product, and they're making money, not profitably yet, but close to profitably on the money that they're bringing in, even though they're paying a big customer acquisition cost to get them in the first place. And you put all that together, you end up getting a product that might just grow really crazy. And that's why it's doing well. Nate says, it was crazy to ask the Palantir SoFi question because one is a consumer product, one is a B2B software. I agree. Obviously, people are not going to know about Palantir, but still, the fact that even people have heard about SoFi is not like a Tesla, Apple brand. The fact that they heard of them, it was cool to see that DD live in Las Vegas, that people really like, they understand SoFi. Las Vegas is close to California. California has that SoFi stadium. And I think that also matters as well. Now, the other thing that matters for SoFi, and let's get back into where it is on the market in the screen, is this other number that the student loans. 919 million, now up 10%. So it was up 14%. Now it's up 9%. Look at Palantir. Wow. Palantir bounced right back to 1513. Okay. So my puts are not going to be assigned this week. Maybe we'll see what happens. Palantir now at 1510. It was just below 1485. So as you can see, that's why I like Palantir under 15. It hit 1477 today. The reason I like Palantir under 15, which is why I sold those puts on 15, is because it gets eaten up in that $14 range. Now, look, earnings may shit the bed and 13 becomes the floor or whatever. Maybe this is some technical move in the market. But my naivete around seeing Palantir's price action is when it goes to 14 or 13.90, it gets eaten up very quickly. And that's why I like it under 15. But as you can see, right now it's back to 1501, might go right under $15. So we'll see what happens with Palantir. SoFi originated $919 million of student loans in comparison to $385 million last quarter. That is amazing growth. Basically $400 million to $1 billion. $600 million of student loans were processed via SoFi or refinanced via SoFi. That's not bad. Like, that's good. Those numbers are good, and the market's rewarding them right now, even if the stock is at a depressed level, because the significance of the member growth is there, and that's translating into further cross sells in those products like student loans, personal loans, other different products that they give. So that's why SoFi is up. That's why it's up. That's the summary on SoFi. We'll talk more about it later, but SoFi is doing well, and the reason it's doing well is because they killed their numbers. They did. Now, I didn't get into the nitty gritty. Maybe there's some really bad numbers that I'm not seeing, but the market definitely doesn't think the numbers are so bad to mess up the stock action for today. So SoFi is not too bad. Amit was scared Vitaly would break the cowbell. Vitaly couldn't be here, unfortunately, because Vitaly has work, so Vitaly's not here. But I was a little scared that he would break it. What is your price target for SoFi by end of next year? I think SoFi should be a $15 stock by end of 2024. I would put it at a $15 billion market cap. I really think that's reasonable. They'll be GAAP profitable by 2024, first quarter. Look, they're at 717,000 members. You need to keep growing members to build on your year-over-year or your quarter-over-quarter growth, which means next quarter, the bar has been raised, right? Like we didn't think Palantir was going to be profitable until 2025, and I'll talk about the Palantir Carp interview and all that stuff in a second, but Palantir beat it. And so then every consecutive quarter, they had to be profitable in 2022 going into 2023 to get to that S&P 500 inclusion territory. So we had an expectation. The expectation as a SoFi shareholder now is they beat that number. They do it. They do 700. They do more than 717. And if they come in at 817, 917, whatever the hell it is, you're looking at 1 million members pretty soon per quarter. Okay? Like 1 million members per quarter is like amazing. It is beyond, like the sun is coming up right now in Vegas. You guys can see this. The sun is coming up right now. And the reason the sun is coming up right now is because maybe investors are finally seeing the light on SoFi, that this is a company that's in its growth stages. It's its earliest stages, and they have a product that people like. And so that's why we're seeing SoFi do well. They might get more rev than Palantir this year. Yeah, that's insane. So Palantir is going to bring in $2.1 billion. TTM. What? Someone tell me what's SoFi's TTM revenue. What's their or also what's their revenue year to date? That's a better one. What are these 3-quarter revenues combined? I mean, I could probably do the math real quick, but if someone has it, SoFi earnings, because then that means the next quarter, if they put up like a 570 quarter, they're bringing in more than 2.1 billion. It doesn't matter that it's more than, you know, it's the idea that this company is becoming so popular that it matters. Did you see Data Investing's Chris breaks down on Twitter? I didn't. Why don't we go to that right now? I didn't. I respect Chris a lot. So let me go to his profile and check it out. See that TTM was 1.85. What was year to date? Can you add up Q1, Q2, and Q3, Nate? It's probably at 1.6 or 1.8 as well. Q1, Q2, Q3. And we'll see from there. Okay, let me go to Chris's profile. Don't follow him. I'll put in the chat. Investing. Absolute monster when it comes to analyzing SoFi. I would recommend giving him a follow. Let me put in the chat. Okay. Let's read a little bit of what he has to say. He has SoFi loan sales, personal loans sold in the first quarter at 105% of principal. Home loans sold in the quarter at 2%. Another sold in the last few weeks at 5%. Industry $2 billion loan purchases in buyer. This BlackRock news, SoFi BlackRock. So there's a that came out. I didn't even cover it. Yeah, let me pull this up. Back to Chris, but let me pull this up. There are announcements. Making announcements. So BlackRock have done a $375 personal loan securitization. I don't know what this means, but BlackRock and SoFi, same PR. This is the type of analysis you get on some other channels. That's good because BlackRock controls the world. You want BlackRock to feel very nice about through these little partnerships because BlackRock will buy up some SoFi stock. So I don't know exactly. Well, we can go deeper on this. But this is good. This is a good headline, right? And it looks like too bad. Let's actually try reading it. Our access of capital is a critical component to growing capabilities and better serving our members. So that BlackRock's key collaboration and seamless executability to invest in our capital structure made them an exceptional partner. Okay, so BlackRock, they announced an agreement to place a $375 personal loan securitization exclusively with managed. So what I means is it's laggy. Give it one sec. Give it one sec. It's laggy. Give it one sec. It'll get there. It'll get. I hope. It's not laggy. Let me know if it's not laggy. Fixing things. Let me get this out. Let me get this out. Okay, switch. I'm going to change to my hot Wi-Fi in a second. Give it one sec. One sec. We're going to fix real quick. Let's see. Let's see if my Wi-Fi can. All right, it's going to 10 seconds. Give it a second. Amit's hotspot. Here we go. Is it better? We're on my hotspot on my phone. On my phone. Hotspot, hotspot, hotspot. Amit's hotspot. Here we go. Is it better? We're on my We fixed it. We fixed it. Here we go. Okay, cool. We fixed it. So, not bad. Everybody panic. Thank you guys in the chat helping. It's pre-recorded. Amit is AI. Okay, it should be better. Should be good. Should be good. Okay. This is why we get iPhones, because if you told me to set up a hotspot on an Android, I would like cry. That wouldn't work. So, I think what this means is basically BlackRock is saying, we're going to back your loan securitization when SoFi gives out a loan and make sure it's good at the tune of $375 million. So if BlackRock, if SoFi originates a loan and that loan needs to be collateralized and secured, this is, I think I'm trying to put the pieces together. BlackRock saying, look, here's about $400 million to make sure that things are okay. And so this is good, again, because in my opinion, BlackRock's just going to buy more SoFi stock, but also this is good because it is starting to validate the SoFi platform a lot more. The vice chairman of BlackRock says, SoFi has built a strong platform by focusing on its members and continuously innovating on meeting their needs. We are excited to help them grow their lending business while at the same time accessing differentiated investment opportunities. That means we're going to buy this mother effer because it's going to ring ka-ching, ka-ching, and we're going to give them $400 million, which is 2 pennies to us, to make sure that that stock never stops going up. So I think that's how I read that PR. I'll go deeper onto it and we'll talk about it later during the week, but not bad at all for that BlackRock announcement in the context of SoFi. And that's why SoFi is doing well. Let's go back to Chris on Twitter and let's see some more stuff that he has to say. So he says, I wasn't bullish enough. SoFi beat every earnings prediction I had except one. He thought it would be 565. We got 717. Insane. Chris thought we would do 3.8 billion in loan originations. We did 3.88. We beat that number. He thought student loan would be 680. We did 919. That was good. By the way, last quarter was 345. So 919 from 345. That's a lot. New deposits, 2.7 billion, actual 2.9. Lending revenue went from 340 million to 342. So as you can see, everything worked. The only one he missed on was technology platform. He thought 92 million. It came at 89.9. EPS, even the street thought we would lose 7 cents a share. We only lost 3 cents a share. GAAP earnings is 29 cents a share, or 29 cents. Yeah, 29 cents a share. So look, these were good earnings, man. There's not that much more to say. We'll get deeper into the numbers and we'll dig through them. But at a high level, the stock is up because the company performed and they did what they needed to do. Stinger says, what are you saying? It only takes one button to turn on the hotspot on Android. I know, but I'm challenged sometimes with these things. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. Nonetheless, not too bad on SoFi. Let's see where the stock is right now. Then we're going to get into some more macro stuff. Thank you all for being here today on a Monday morning. For those that are joining, I'm here from Viva Las Vegas. No sleep, running on not eating in a long time, but doing the market open because I love doing this market open. SoFi right now, 7% up at $7.40. I want to give a big shout out as well to Zocold in the chat. Zocold is a fellow friend of the channel, and this guy is honestly becoming one of my awesome friends. I really, really appreciate him coming out to Vegas. This hoodie that I'm wearing right here is one of the best hoodies I've ever had in my life. It's from this brand called Broken Planet. It is a thick hoodie that's meaty. It's Scandinavian. And I think I'll wear this hoodie forever. This is a hoodie. I don't know how much he spent on it. It feels like a $100, $200 hoodie. Awesome birthday present. I'm going to wear this hoodie forever because this is a hoodie that you want to wear. So for someone to even get a gift like that, that was awesome. So cool. Thank you so much for being able to do that. All right, let's get our friends' thoughts. Jeremy, the other Jeremy on CNBC, that dude that always is complaining about interest rates. Let's see what he's saying about the market. I'm interested what he is going to happen. His thoughts are a year-end rally into 2023. Let's see what he has to say.
For the markets, get to a guy who, but you were bearish for a while, Jeremy Siegel. 2-day meeting's going to kick off. Let's bring in Mr. Wharton, Jeremy Siegel, who you had the professor emeritus. Oh, we better say that at University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. We're going to preview the week, and it's unfair to call you a perma bull. You were bearish for a little while, but in your lifetime, if it was 800 in 1982, and we're now, where we are in the 30,000 plus, it paid to be bullish most of the time, I think, Jeremy.
Oh, it pays to be bullish long term all the time.
Right.
In the stock. Big surprise. I'm not in favor of Mike Wilson's prediction here.
You think we will rally? I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I in a way, I say, thank goodness October is nearly over. Actually, in the last 25 years, I looked up the data. November is the second best month of the year, just slightly behind April, which is the first best month. So I do think we're going to have a year-end rally over here coming up. I agree with Roger Ferguson. I heard him earlier on your show. I mean, the Fed is certainly not going to do anything on Wednesday, and they're going to leave the door open. I think it's they're going to just say the evolving data. We still have 6 more weeks until the next meeting. There's no dots this meeting, so we don't know exactly what all the FOMC members are going to be thinking. But it's basically going to be a leave the door open. So I don't know if we're going to get all that much extra information as far as that's concerned. But I was looking at the data. We're 10% off the low. We just entered correction territory for the S&P. We did it a few days earlier for NASDAQ. We're 15% off of that October low of last year. And I went back 50 years, and if that October low holds, which I very strongly believe that it will, returns in the market over the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years are very, very good. In other words, if you can invest 15% off of a bear market low, which is what we had a year ago, your subsequent returns have exceeded the market by quite a margin.
Yeah, I've seen people that have gotten 15% off a low, and then I can remember the actual individual himself, and at the time I said, you know what, you just called it a multi-year low, and you're getting bearish 15% off the low. That's like stupid, right? And as it turned out, it did go much further. So you got to let your profits run, and 15% isn't that much off a low.
All right, Jeremy Siegel is bullish, but there's another guy that's bullish. Ladies and gentlemen, the other man that's bullish, the man, the myth, the legend, who's too old for this, Carlos Finance Junkie. All right, man. So we got 661 people.
No, I want to say something.
And no, hold on. Let me just make a timestamp here. We know we got you. What time?
This guy, I'm trying to sleep to get a rest up after this Vegas debauchery, and I got this guy screaming out stock prices like.
Dude, our calls are printing right now on SoFi.
Oh, SoFi. What we do at $9?
It's not at $9, but $9, fucking $7.50. All right, so
this is not bad to wake up.
In the flesh, Carlos is here. He's drunk. No, he's just tired. He's 46 years old. He barely gets any sleep.
He keeps talking like I'm old. It's not that.
It's not that you're old. It's
hard.
Exactly. But when you get older and you work as hard as you do, he sleeps 1 hour a day, works 23 hours.
Yeah, you need sleep. You need sleep. No. Yeah, it's really,
now I'm doing this market open because you taught me to grind in my 20s. I didn't sleep all night. I had a very interesting night.
Oh, I know. We heard you from the restaurant.
Really? Okay. All right. So right. So there's more that I got to tell you about this night. But nonetheless, I'm here. I'm doing the market open because I love this shit.
What's up, people? Who's in the chat?
There's a lot of people in the chat. Garcia, Ty Gordon, all these people were here. First of all, what was your experience in Vegas? And then I want to ask you some stuff about the stock market because no one gets your opinion on the stock market, even though you do a podcast on the stock market every day. Yeah. How was Vegas for you?
Vegas was real good. I'm really glad that I got to come out. I mean, can people hear me well?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good to meet everybody. I'm glad that we did this. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. It was good to put the faces to the names. I haven't been back to Vegas in a while. I do miss it here. And so overall, it was a good trip. It was a good trip. We could have done it, wish we had more time to. Well,
you got here only for 2 days.
Yeah, I was only here for like 2 days, but I'm glad that I did. I mean, I have work today, so it's gonna be crazy getting home and going to work. But I'm glad that we did this. And happy birthday to you,
Carlos. Okay, we got to talk about what we did last night. So we went to dinner. We went to a sushi. Go ahead. You can start explaining it. I'm pulling up the picture.
If you guys are ever in Vegas, you gotta go to Sushi Samba, and just write me privately. I'll show you the meals that you got to order.
This was the greatest thing. This wagyu,
the wagyu beef dumpling.
Wagyu beef dumpling with the butternut squash. Like me and Carlos took a bite, our eyes rolled back at the same time. It was insane.
And this guy never had bluefin toro yesterday. So
I never had a real sushi, bro. We always get a roll. I was like, oh, Carlos, let's get a roll. It's cheaper. He's like, no, we have to get it by the piece. I was like,
we did it,
dude, $20 a piece. He was like, it's your birthday.
It was your birthday, yeah. So I'm glad it was just you and me. Oh, the other thing that was good was meeting Jeremy. That was awesome, hanging out at his.
Can you some words on? Oh, let me play this in front of you. I didn't let you hear this yet. This is what Jeremy said. Did I play this for you?
No.
This is what Jeremy said when we went to his house.
Howdy. Hey, I just want to say I appreciate you coming over last night. Also, if you could please let everybody else know, I appreciate everybody coming over. That was a fun time, and I hope everybody had a good time and whatnot. So, yeah, I hope everybody has safe travels back to wherever they're going. Anyways, man, peace.
Dude, he sounds like a like when he starts this, it's hilarious. Yeah. How'd you feel about being at one of the biggest YouTubers?
No, that was cool because I was watching the guy. It was strange how natural it felt just hanging out with him. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I'd already known him. He lives in an amazing area. His wife is super cool. The house was beautiful, and I cleaned everybody out. I'm sure you saw on X. I cleaned everybody out. I think Matt the only one who got away with like $60 left in his pocket.
Yeah, you took my 200. That's for sure. So Carlos did. He won the night when it came to.
Came out. I bet 100, and I left with 520. So that's not bad.
How'd you feel about meeting people in person that we knew through the chat?
like I said, that was cool. I mean, I was surprised at some of them. I think we spoke about that. Some people lying, some people misrepresenting themselves in the chat. Misrepresenting themselves in the chat. We're on to you now. We're gonna do an age, sex, location check.
Nothing creepy, but it was just funny stuff.
Yeah, it was just funny. No, but that was cool. I'm just surprised that this little podcast is having somewhat of an impact, that people are coming, taking time out of their day, coming out, to come meet and hang out with us. That was really cool. That was cool. Top Golf was fun. That was fun too.
That was great.
And then Absinthe yesterday was just so much fun.
It was crazy.
Ass off.
The whole night was a hallucinogenic night. So it was.
What are people writing? What are people writing?
No lag. No, there's no lag. It's on hotspot. There's no.
Is there lag?
No, there was a lag 10 minutes ago. No lag.
Oh, that sucks. Oh man.
No lag.
Otherwise, I'm just tired, man. I was like trying to sleep and hear this guy screaming.
Okay, let me introduce you guys to another guy as well. You good? You want to come here? Okay,
Yeah,
so come here. Yeah, you come here. So this is a guy that's really interesting. And I guess the market open is kind of done now. We'll get back to it in a little bit, but now we're doing a little bit of stuff that happened at Vegas. For those that care, we'll get back to the market in probably like 10 minutes. This guy's name is Amit Patel. So he takes Chris's last name and my first name, puts it together. Why are you here in this Airbnb? How did this happen?
Well, hello, everybody. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. No. So Amit makes it sound like I'm some Vegas hooker he picked up next to the slot machines at the Aria and brought over to his Airbnb. But I'm actually a friend of the channel. I'm following for a while. A bit quiet in the chat usually, so just kind of watch from the distance. But yeah, I was here for the same reason everyone else was, to meet the group and hang out and talk stocks and finance, and it was a great time. I must say, this man has infinite energy. You don't understand. He's running on like 3 hours of sleep over 4 days, and he's still got the pep in his step, still loves doing this. So audience is very lucky.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been super fun. Amit messaged me a couple months ago, just wanted to connect. He's pretty accomplished for himself, and he giving me that resume and then saying he wants to connect with me. I was like, why the fuck do you want to talk to me? Make because he has an affinity for the content. And as a result of that connection, he ended up staying at our Airbnb. So I think the power of content and social media, just being able to make these connections, is so just incredible, because the wisdom he's given me over the past couple of days, because he's older, had more experiences, we're from the same ethnicity, so we can relate on that level to a lot of personal stuff, has been priceless. I mean, like, you don't find this stuff in your 20s from people willing to give it to you. So I just want to thank you personally in front of 589 people.
I'm just a friend. There's no need for thanks. But
and while I'm thanking you, maybe I shouldn't have thanked you, because SoFi tanked to $7.07.
Oh, come on.
Amit has a pretty big position in SoFi. So, dude, you saw the numbers. Yeah. Bullish?
I just woke up.
Okay, so you didn't see the numbers,
but
okay, you saw something.
Yeah, generally bullish on SoFi. I think I've done a little bit in the fintech space myself, so I do like SoFi. I think where they're going, I think they're the right side of the macro as far as fintech is concerned in this environment. Fintech in general is sort of on the wrong side in this environment, but of the macro. But I think SoFi is probably the one that's at the top of the list there. So we'll see how it goes.
700,000 members. Did you expect that? That was a big beat.
It was big beat.
Like that, I didn't expect that. I mean, that number.
What was the guidance again for that?
Well, they didn't give guidance on member growth, but all of us thought it would be maybe 550 if we were lucky.
Huge beat.
So public perception wise, and Wall Street for sure, right? So that was really important. Revenue growth is all right. Student loan originations, 919 million over 385. So overall, not bad at all. The mic should be close enough, guys. You should be able to hear it. If not, increase your volume. That might help as well.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, pleasure to meet everyone. Seeing everyone on the channel. It was great to meet everyone this weekend too. So a lot of faces to names.
It was awesome. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna do like 10 more minutes. Is Chris up? Do you think Chris could wake up? So all three of us can be.
Call him up.
I mean, can you try it? His ass is up, or I'm gonna call his phone?
Him up live. He called me super late last night.
What time he called you?
3 in the morning.
What? Okay.
No, he was asking me if I was awake, because he was like, I'm coming back. I think he wanted to keep.
Yo, can you come outside, or we're doing the market open?
We're live right now. Everyone can hear what you're saying.
Dude, there's 590 people. They just want to see all three of us at the same time.
On the same screen, yeah.
2 minutes.
Roll up.
There's 590 people literally outside your door right now that want to see all three of us at the same time.
Come on, wake up.
So you're coming? Okay, he said give me a minute.
All right, good. Yeah, just get it.
Okay. He's like, give me a minute. Dude, I'm getting these guys to do this content, bro. Content.
Oh, man.
Like, we don't get to make content all the time. Like, this is content.
It's gonna feel weird now being back home.
Dude, it's going to be so weird over the
because it wasn't weird like just meeting and hanging with you guys at all.
Shout out to Garcia, bro. Garcia is one of the coolest people we've ever met.
Yeah, Garcia's mad cool.
This guy's one of the most supportive people of the channel, and I can't say enough, Garcia, of you being at Vegas and just giving us your company and your support, everything, bro. We appreciate you beyond imagination.
Yeah, it was really good. It was good. We had some good conversations last night. Him and
hold on. Dexter says, Amit, you didn't wake your ass up today. Chris, wake your ass up. Okay, good. That's done. Carlos from Wish.
What?
Oh, he said Garcia's Carlos from Wish. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So funny. That was the post on Twitter that somebody thought that Garcia was me.
Yeah.
That was hysterical. I didn't know if they were making that up, but that really got me out.
Okay, so cool. So Chris will be here in a second. Yeah, Vegas was fun. How do you feel about M-Phase?
What is it at now? I told you guys. For me right now, knowing that I've got like a quarter or two to probably continue accumulating, I am focused on accumulating my Tesla of 79. Good, yeah, this is good. We've not bottomed out yet, so I'm looking to just keep building my finish rounding out my Tesla position. Except we want thousands of shares.
Yep.
Bitcoin, it's running away at this point.
Starting to get a little bullish.
Yeah.
A little friend.
Well, if we don't see that other capitulation, then I have some money sitting on the side that was going to pick up Bitcoin.
All right. Star of the hour.
The man, the myth, the legend.
All you gotta do is sit down. You don't gotta do shit. Just sit your ass down.
This weird.
And here we go. Boom, baby.
Hey everyone. Good morning.
What's up from the finance junkies? So, SoFi.
It's too early.
I know, man. For that voice, right? For that voice, it's too early.
Dude, I really wasn't trying to. I came in like 30 minutes ago. I was like, Amit, are you up? The other one, I was like, Chris. No one responded. I was like, these guys are about to wake up.
I'm about to wake up live. I know. I woke up to that whole like, and SoFi's out of the gate. Tesla's at $205, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I'm literally an auctioneer. You want some SoFi? You want some Tesla SoFi? Okay.
What happened with SoFi?
Guess their member growth.
I don't fucking know, man. I don't really care, dude. I'll be honest.
This is like the real, bro. In Vegas, you think we all care about the market, bro. In real life, no one gives a fuck about these numbers, bro. It's some fucking digits on a
I
screen.
just want to know what the reaction was. I don't really.
He's like, did Lizzo show up or his fiance?
717,000 members.
Shit. All right. Well, they're definitely up then.
Yeah.
No, if Chris says shit, you know it's.
Right,
But no,
right.
now they're back down. They were up 13%. Now they're back down.
Back down to what? Like, what kind of guidance did they give?
No, the guidance was fine. The market's just stupid, bro. They're down, now it's only up 4%. It was up 14%.
That's right.
Wait, they were up 14%?
Yes. Revenue growth was 27% year over year.
Check those
Student loan
forward,
995 million versus 385. They're not GAAP profitable, but they're 29 cents away, which is close. Operating margins on the adjusted EBITDA went from 16% to 18%. That's not bad. And then what was that other really good number? Student loan, member growth, revenue. They only missed on the financial product services revenue. It was like 89 million versus 92, but it's a good quarter. Oh, 2.9 billion in deposits.
That's freaking great. Wait, how much?
2.9 billion. In,
additional deposits?
yes.
Wow.
2.9 billion in the quarter. Like,
that's pretty nuts.
I mean,
They're on the right side of the macro.
that's not bad. They're on the right side of macro. I would agree. Cool. So that was SoFi. How was Vegas for you?
Bro, I'm still processing. Give me a minute, bro. Yes. I'm just so fucked up right now, man.
Wait,
You're asking me so many
Did
questions.
you drink last night? Or something?
A little bit. I drank a little. I had a good time in Vegas.
He's like, what's happened in Vegas? And we're risking it not staying in Vegas.
Okay, wait. So how did you feel seeing new people here, like other people from the chat, like in person?
I mean, everyone's pretty cool, man. Yo, shout out to Zoe, my boy. Let's see. No, everyone was cool. No one was a creeper. I mean, mostly no one was a creeper. There was one person that might have been a creeper, but that was dealt with.
Okay.
So
cool.
Sorry, I didn't know that was your best.
All right. So that was SoFi, or that was the Dutch Bros. You had some. Well, you already knew about Dutch, but how do you think other people reacted when you went to Dutch Bros? Why are y'all yawning so much, bro? Get some fucking energy. There's 551 people that actually care of us right now. And y'all motherfuckers can sleep every day.
There's no coffee in this house. How do you not have it? You
Dude.
need some coffee. We need to make some coffee.
All right, so me and Amit get to the Airbnb 2 days before these guys. We're like, we'll get liquor and chips. That's all we need. Carlos gets here 2 days later.
And I'm like, well, you guys are amateurs.
He's like, where's the coffee? I'm like, why do you need coffee? Where's the coffee?
Where's the coffee?
Yeah, you
where's
need
the
that-
hors d'oeuvres?
No, it wasn't hors d'oeuvres.
He's like, where's the like French blinds for the fucking? I'm like,
You need coffee, a little bit of milk in the morning, and you need some Advil or Tylenol for when you get hungover. Orange juice is always good to have. I mean, these are just like some basics for the house. Then you don't have to run out, and we have to go do $20 Ubers to go get now Starbucks.
dude,
right now.
fuck Uber. I know you're bullish,
In my
but fuck
fucking
these
underwear.
guys.
Yeah, Uber.
Garcia says, not gonna lie, bros was all right, not mind blowing. That's real DD. If blows is not mind blowing, then
But how crazy was it that when we were there, the drive-through was completely freaking packed the entire time?
Chris always has to get
Always
right.
get the
Always get the actual.
I should have seen him. He's standing in front of
Personal,
Dutch Bros like
personal preference is way different than actual like
Fair.
fair. You know, so maybe one person didn't exactly have the greatest time ever, but the one thing that I really liked was the entire time the business was just humming along, just working. So,
The machine was operating. Right?
and it seems like when you do interview people about Dutch Bros, their experience, and they'll tell you like, hey, we're always there, and there's always a line because it's so popular. So, I'm gonna do more deep dives here and there into the company, but yeah, they've got some potential. They hired an executive from Starbucks who actually did a phenomenal job over there to come over. So if Dutch Bros end up having explosive growth like Starbucks, maybe we're looking at kind of a much bigger company in the next like 5-10 years.
Okay, so that's Dutch Bros. We talked a little bit about SoFi. I talked to you about M-Phase last time. What's a better question than stock market stuff that has to do with Vegas? I guess, how do you feel about Las Vegas? Are you both? You didn't go to the show. Are you bullish on Vegas writ large? Like just going back to are you bullish on the state and all the tourism here? And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, they're doing a lot to keep the tourists here and bring in more business. So if you look at the Sphere, a giant spherical dome
That's
amphitheater,
amazing.
yeah,
$450,000 a day to advertise on that thing.
yeah. Same thing with like some of the improvements that they've done around like all around the city and stuff. So yeah, they're trying to one day become a much bigger part of, I guess, Nevada's economy. So yeah.
Okay.
The Grand Prix is going to be here in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that too,
In a
yeah.
couple
No.
months.
The Grand Prix is going to be.
Sorry,
No, Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix. You guys are saying it wrong.
No, the
Yeah,
Grand Prix.
okay.
You guys need to learn your
The Grand
French.
Prix is a different Vegas
The
establishment.
Grand Prix is a different Vegas establishment. Okay, cool. So, how do you think about the Airbnb? Did you like the fact we were all here together in person? How do you? No. Here's a better question. How do you think the podcast is going to be now when we speak in virtually, given we got to speak in person?
Well, what is this? A meta conference call?
Yeah,
what
That's a Palantir conference call. There's
Like,
some philosophy
give
in
me
the
some
question.
forward guidance.
What
It's
are we
like-
gonna do in the metaverse, bro? The metaverse ain't real.
How do you feel when you're going to talk to us on the phone? That's actually a great joke because I'm talking about Zoom. Now that we saw each other in person, like, is it greater respect, kind of more continuity? Like, how do you?
He's like, I hate you, motherfuckers.
There's no difference to me whatsoever, bro. None. So just be like, all right, back to the camera again.
You know why you're drinking juice?
There's no fucking.
'Cause I was-
coffee in this house.
Because I was responsible enough to buy some fucking
Right,
juice.
but-
No,
did buy this
need a
juice, bro.
coffee right now.
You should put that tequila in there as well. You'll really wake up. You don't need
We
coffee,
need
bro.
some coffee right now. That's retarded now.
Okay.
It's just getting crazy.
So cool. So I think we touched on some subjects. There's still 536 people here.
Well, we can say goodbye. We can let them start. We
Let's
can
do
let them go
5
with
more
their day.
minutes. Let's do 5 more minutes. I think
All
they're
right.
still curious. Okay, so my next question, this earnings call, Planet Showcase, is where do you see the growth of that podcast and more importantly that community in the next 2 quarters and then 5 quarters? Go ahead.
Like this?
This podcast, yeah, Planet Showcase.
Bro, I had a great time with all the people there, man. Hopefully next time we see a few more faces, and just keep building on it.
Do you think this event will impact the growth of the channel?
No,
No,
I don't think so. I mean, overall, the numbers for the channel are trending in the right direction. We're getting more views than we did last month. We're getting some subs organically. I don't know if it was you and me or you and me, Chris, we're talking about this. I think we just keep doing what we're doing as long as and the way that we do it. Right? Don't try to change anything for the sake of getting views or subs. Just keep doing what we're doing, and then at a certain point. I think once we actually have a bull market, when everyone's in consensus, we're in a bull market, I think we're going to be just fine. I think right now, this is our very loyal following, people that really follow markets and are diligent with it, but we haven't gotten that secondary wave of growth that only comes from a true bull market, the same kind of bull market that got at least Vitaly and I to want to make a channel in the first place, right? We were just talking about it so much that we were like, let's just record this so we can have a record of it, and that became a channel. It's the same sort of deal. So yeah.
Zocold says it builds community, and that's facts. This hoodie is because of Zocold, because he came to Vegas to see us. Zocold says maybe 60,000 subs. That would be incredible to see that. And yeah, look, I think the growth of the channel writ large is contingent upon us doing this the right way. And here's the last thing I'll say, and then we'll end this. And thank you everybody for being here. I think if you're gonna do something really successful in content, there's got to be that it factor that makes people want to come back, because content is constant, and then gets new people as soon as they see it to come in. So with music, it's like got to be a hit song that as soon as you hear it, like, yo, I want to check out the artist's other albums. It got new people in the door, and then that song is so good, it keeps them staying and listening. Finance would be like, the intellectual need. So Finance Junkies needs to keep building this community. 3,000 subs is really like a drop of a penny in terms of YouTube's finance audience, but I think we're doing it the right way. I think people care about the content. We can definitely get better. There's old stuff we can improve on to make the actual substance better. But I think people like the energy. And if we just keep going at it, that community, when the search results help, because the bull market's in here, I think it can go to the moon.
Yeah, you just wait to get the government to print more stimulus checks.
So it went from 529 to 550. So 25 people just joined.
That's awesome.
So that's,
I guess people are sharing it somewhere. But
Yeah.
still, let's go while we're ahead. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody. This was
Watching.
awesome.
Hit like, hit subscribe, share this with some people if you haven't. Help us grow the channel.
Later.
Post this on X, and we'll catch you for the next one in the old school way with the little split screens. Again, we'll all
See you later. Crosser says, do you even need coffee when Amit's energy is around? We don't need that
Need a
coffee.
baseball bat.
Amit with the Italian hands.
I love
Thank
that.
you, everybody.
Now I can actually do this.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you
Bye.
tomorrow on the Market Open Finance Junkies tomorrow night. Bye-bye.